What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play ICO. In the last episode, we made it to this big bridge contraption thing, which has a whole lot more to it than meets the eye. And we only kind of got started on the puzzle, but we really haven't done a whole lot more than that. Now, I knocked down this bridge, and Yorda is over there waiting for me to hold out my hand so she can make the jump, and we can bring her over here. Now, the good news is about this area is that, yes, there is a spot where shadow monsters can spawn, a portal can appear, and they're going to give us a lot of problems and whatnot, but it's not out here, like, on the bridge. It's not in this really exposed open area. There's a different place where that's going to become a little bit more of an issue. Now, Yorda, I believe, is going to want to make this jump all on her own. Like, it won't let me hold out my hand anymore for some reason, so I can help her up, but for some reason I can't catch her. But yeah, we're just going to basically just be bringing her around. She should be mostly fine right here. So we've knocked down the bridge. We've gone up here, used this chain to push that down, and we've gotten Yorda over this way. But there is still more that needs to be done. And now, there's a few things here that might clue you in as to what to do, especially if you go all the way into that room, which we already have. You may remember there are some bombs in there. And Yorda, where are you going? She's going on an adventure. I think it's because she's trying to direct me to the puzzle. As I've said, Yorda does before. If you don't really know what's going on, she's very good at directing you where to go. But to take stock of this, you might notice that some of the structure is kind of dilapidated, particularly this spot right here. Now, I'm actually going to follow Yorda, and we're going to show how all this works as I hop down here. And we'll be okay with abandoning our sword for a little bit. Don't you worry, we're going to get it back. Like I said, it's not going to be a huge issue if we get rid of it. So, I am going to pick up a stick. I am going to pick up a bomb. And I'm going to be very careful to not throw the bomb anywhere, which is very easy to do because if you drop the bomb at all and you're moving even in the slightest, that will automatically cause you to throw it. That is going to be important for here in just a second. So let's put that down. Let's go and light our stick. And we're going to activate the bomb and throw it towards that structure. I love that they give us like a little basketball hoop to like land the bomb in. So that changes a lot. Yeah. So like I said, I don't think it's the most obvious thing in the world, but if you just take a little bit of a long look at things and Yorda kind of leads you over here, there's some things you can kind of clue into. Like what makes sense to blow up in this game? Honestly, nothing has really been like super obvious as far as like what you can bomb. So in that regard, I suppose it does follow the same pattern as the chandelier bridge as well as the wood paneling from before. But now we're going to have Yorda come on up with us because we don't need to do anything else down here now that I have my sword again. And we are going to take her with us across this new found bridge. Oh my gosh, almost pulled myself off the edge. Oh, ICO, you are wobbly. All right, let's go over here. Can I like... No. Can you like come over here? Okay, she'll figure it out. Her pathing will get it done, I'm sure. All right, let's climb up this. I don't know why there's like some drip spots beneath this chain. That's possibly like rust, which if that's the case, that's amazing attention to detail, but I doubt it. I honestly don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe it's just a bad shadow, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Okay, a few things here. So first things first, I'm actually going to push this crate down. And there you can see is the door we need to get Yorda to. Now that crate is going to come in handy in a minute, but we need to get down here first. You can just jump down if you want to. I do not like doing that just because ICO's jump is so all or nothing that sometimes that can get you in trouble. So I'm just going to be safe and take the ladder. That's going to be a little bit more important later. But now we get over here and we have a switch. Let's pull it. Aha! Okay, things have gotten interesting. Now we're going to climb back up the ladder over here. And I do believe, I believe we could just go right up it. I don't think we need to like move that crate again. They're not going to be too tedious, which I appreciate because I think like lesser puzzle designers would have been like, oh, but the ladder is also too high for you to jump up and grab again. You need to push the crate out. And that's just like, that's the kind of puzzle design I hate. And I'm very glad that they have the restraint to not do things like that, which a lot of other... Ooh, I don't know if I like this. Maybe I could just do it like this. But then there's the drop. I do want to, like, swing myself forward. Oh, but see, that's too low. Here, let's go... That's going to put us right back where we were. Ah! It's also all or nothing. Come on. Maybe right here will be fine, probably. If we can just swing at the furthest possible spot. There we go. That's what I wanted. Cool. A little precarious. And now let's get to pushing. And just like before, the last time we encountered one of these, we're going to rotate this thing 3 times before it activates. So just keep pushing, even though it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. Eventually it'll... Or was that only twice? It actually might have only been twice. I'm not entirely sure. All I know is now I'm going to get back on the chain, and I think this swing should be a little easier that time. Going back, honestly, I guess I probably was just overthinking it. Okay, I'm going to drop down here just to kind of show that you can do that. There we go. And then let's head over this way. Now we need to get Yorda across the crate, but hold on, we have ourselves some shadow monsters. This is the only part of the area where they're going to spawn. And I only think we only need to take out a, like, is it just the one or is there 2? There might be another one that pops up. This is kind of just a little bit of a punishment, just in case you forgot to grab your sword again and you left it over there with the pile of sticks. But aside from that, it is pretty much a cakewalk. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just the 2. All right. Yorda, if you could make your way over. I don't think I can hold out my hand for this one. She's just going to have to make these jumps. So I believe in you. Oh, come on. There you go. Gotcha. All right, help her up. Help her up. Be a gentleman. I think it's because, you know, if they had just, like, programmed one more animation where when Yorda jumps across, like, she doesn't necessarily miss the jump, but, like, she kind of, like, lands, I guess, like, kind of collides in with ICO, and then he, like, catches her, that would have probably fixed a lot of, like, this part right here where it kind of feels awkward. Like, no, I just got to let you do the jumping and then pull you up. I don't know. It feels a little strange watching that happen every time, but through we go. Or I could get stuck on the wall again. Through we go. Okay, and that, miraculously, after all that, is actually going to bring us somewhere incredibly familiar. Check it out. Do you recognize this room? That's right. We are in the courtyard area again, where the 2 bridges are. Yeah, we're suddenly back in, like, the main area of the castle, which means that this door over here is going to take us out to the section of the wall that we haven't yet been to. And do you know where this leads? Well, of course you do. Because right over there, down that way, is the gate. Over on that side is the first mechanism. So that means we are on our way to the second mechanism. Let's head over that way. Now, this next area is set up similarly to the east side. I think that one's called the east side, and then this one's the west side, which is weird because from the orientation we're at, this makes more sense to be called the west. Well, no. It makes more sense to be called the east. I don't freaking know. But all I know is that it's based on the opposite orientation of the castle. It's confusing. Regardless, this opposite side, which I'm just going to call the right side from here on, is, again, similarly set up to that side, but there are some notable differences. And there's also going to be a lot about this thing that's kind of a gotcha. So be prepared for that. So let's head on in. Because, yeah, it's going to be very deceptive. You're going to get in here like, hold on, this is immediately familiar. Very much the same setup as before. We got ourselves, I'm going to have her kind of climb the ladder on her own. And, yeah, kind of the same setup. We got a big, round, open mirror with sconces next to it. Another one over on this side. We got stairs on either side, doors on either side. It seems pretty simple, if we're being honest, except for now we actually have a sword to start things. So why don't we get to cutting right off the bat here. So first things first, I'm going to drop, if I can jump the right way, get that counterweight down. And that is going to be the first room we're actually going to go into. But I am going to go to the other side and cut the other one while we're still in here, because may as well. All right, hang out right there for a second, Yorda. I'm not going to go far, promise. I'm just... Oh, here we go. These guys showed up. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to deal with this now. Okay, well, there's another portal over there. Yeah, this is the one thing that sucks about this area is you are going to be doing a lot of fighting in this area. Oh, is he? Oh gosh, he's stuck. Hey, you stuck up on me in during the cutscene. That wasn't cool at all. All right, well, I knocked them both over, so now I should be able to get to her in no time. Oh, you're camping. You were camping that. That wasn't very cool at all, dude. All right, let's get these guys out of here. Problem is when you hit the wall, it kind of stops the animation. Now let's bring her back down. I'm sure another one's going to fly over here. I'm going to keep her close this time, though, so they can't grab her. Perfect. Okay, I'm watching. Yep, I knew there was another one coming. Come on. Oh, how did you hit me from that range? There we go. There's a lot here. Yeah, you're going to deal with this. This place is, like, infested with shadow monsters compared to the other side of the castle. Absolutely infested. So you really can't leave Yorda alone for a second in this area. So just keep her with you at all times. Now, there is a spare sword right there should you ever need it, which is nice. But that's not really what the problem is going to be in here, trust me. There's going to be moments where the game is going to absolutely force you into very uncomfortable situations, and you need to be ready for that. So there we go. We got rid of him. Are you done? Okay, I think we're done. All right, I would like to also make a correction, and I'm sure some people have already said something about this back in the episode where I talked about it, which was only a few episodes ago, about how there are alternate weapons in this game. And like I said, in the PS2 version, one of those is only in the PAL version. Although I said there was only one weapon, there are actually two weapons. There is another sword, and then there is a spiked club. Now, I didn't, like I said, I wasn't going to go out of my way to get those weapons in this playthrough just because I wanted to just use the basics, essentially, and show how this game can be done as is. But I also really don't like the spiked club, so I didn't want to go out of my way to get that one at all. It's a very annoying weapon to use because the sword has a hitbox all across the blade, right? Like, no matter how close or far you are, it does damage. The spiked club, I don't like it because even though it does more damage, it's weird because you can only hit things on the end of your hitbox. And yeah, I've never been a real big fan of that idea, so that's why I never wanted to, because I honestly just don't think it's a better weapon. Even if it does more damage, it's not better to use. And then the other weapon that we didn't get is just straight up a cheat code. So yeah, I didn't want to get that one at all, especially because, well, things I'm not going to spoil. All right, let's head on over this way and light these sconces up. Now, the game really wants us to hold on to our stick here, which I don't like, and you'll see why I don't like in a second. In fact, right here is where I would highly recommend you go and sit on the couch and save, just in case you get yourself in a jam. But I am going to be, well, risky and try to have a pair of balls here and not do that, because instead I would like to just proceed with this puzzle, especially because we're getting close to the end of the episode here, and I really don't want to waste any more time. So come on, Yorda. If you could, let me help you up this time, and I can actually do that here. And we're going to both stand on this thing. There you go. And down it goes. Now make sure that you swap out the sword for the stick in here, and don't do it in the other room, because you want to still have the sword as slightly accessible. Trust me on that. Okay, so Yorda, come with me. We're going to try to do this in a way that makes things as easy as possible for myself. So first things first. Well, that was not what I meant to do first, but okay, it happened that way. And then it's probably going to make me relight this stick again, isn't it? Possibly. So ICO looks up because there may have just been a sound in the distance, probably. But what exactly was that sound? Why, of course, it's an ambush, and they were waiting for us, and they wanted to wait until they knew we had only the stick on hand. So this is where I'm going to try and be as creative as possible. Now, Yorda's going to probably get grabbed before she gets on the ladder, and I am honestly okay with that because I want to run over here and grab the sword first. Oh my gosh, did she make it on the ladder without getting grabbed? I think she did. Okay, hold on. Nope, she didn't. Oh, she's over there. Okay, hold on. We got to get to her. Get me up, get me up. All right, I'm going to jump down, And I'm going to run to her really quickly. This is actually where you want to do the fight, is in this spot right here where we're at. Because if you do it up top, the shadow monsters are actually going to get stuck a lot on the wall terrain. So, yeah, trust me, this is where you want to do things. Oh, you got to be kidding. Now you're going the other way. I thought I had that thing. Now it's going to go over to this side. Son of a gun. Yeah, there's 2 portals, and they will switch between them, which can be very annoying. But luckily, this one is very easy to get to without being accosted. Like, they're not going to really bear down on you here, so you can usually just pull her out without too much issue. So there goes one, and I apparently cannot orient my swings the way I want to at all. Get off of her. Ay. Yeah, like I said, they get nasty in this area, like really nasty. Okay, there's probably going to be more. I'm going to bring... Come on down here. If I can have you come down here, that would be great. Are you coming, or are you just going to stay there? Nope, she's just going to stay there. Okay, well, I was really hoping to... Dude, you were untested and you still whiffed her. I mean, that's like one of those moments where you're like you're singing along to a song, you're trying to act cool, and then you're like walking down the sidewalk, and then suddenly you trip on a pebble, and you're trying to be like, oh, frick, like, did anyone see that? And you quickly look around. Yeah, that was that moment, and I absolutely saw that, dude. So this is what I mean. They get stuck on everything in this room, which is good when they're trying to get away with her. It's not good when you're like standing over here waiting for them to come to you, and they're stuck up on like this latticing up here, which is really annoying. So definitely want to get them into a spot where they can actually get to you, but you can also get to them, which I find this area right here is the best place to do that. So let's bring them over. If I can get some more hits in and not swing the wrong way. Come on. Oh, you coward. There we go. We got rid of one. Can we knock you out? Okay, that should be enough. Like I said, that's a long freaking fight. Super long fight. All right, are we good? Oh my gosh, it's still going, isn't it? Yep, there's another one. Wow. Just takes forever, this one. All right, come on down. Hopefully you're the last one, and I don't have another one like behind me somewhere. Because that's just excessive. That's probably... Well, that's probably the worst fight in the game, well, besides an obvious one that will happen later. Yeah, I am not a fan of that one at all. But if we can take Yorda outside, that would be great. Because like I said, there's really nowhere you can go out here where she's not going to be accosted. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this, okay? This right here, you'll notice this is facing the wrong way. It is not pointed towards the big open doors. Now... you can either do this now or you can do this later. I would highly recommend you do it now, just because then coming back here can be really annoying. But sometimes people don't want to do that. Sometimes people want to come back and then activate it later. Trust me, just do this now. It's so much easier, especially because you're going to probably end up finding yourself backtracking through this area a lot anyway. Once you have that lined up, a cutscene will play. That's how you know you're actually in the right spot. But it is not going to activate just yet because we obviously don't have all of the windows open. So now, Yorda, you're going to come with me, and we are going to watch you climb this ladder and not leave you outside, or else we're going to be in huge trouble if you go through this next section without you. Come on. And while she does that, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play ICO. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, we should get done with this entire section and hopefully activate the last part of the gate and make our way over that way. So thank you all so very much for watching. And I will see you all in the next one.